Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. I'm Casey Cloud.
I'm Ulises Garcia.
It's been a nice day here across our area on this Wednesday. Really nice weather, but it's been a little bit warm, but it's just nice feeling.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Today we reached 83 degrees, and even in Fernandina Beach, I mean, the warmest spot in the whole country, it hit 88 degrees. Really, the sizzle is out there.
Yeah, almost 90 degrees on the first coast, in fact. Seeing those temperatures well above average, 15 to 20 degrees, in fact, above climatological norms, in fact, across our area.
But yeah, those change. But there's a lot of changes, especially just to the north of us right now, with that winter storm just bringing a lot of states with it. Ice and snow.
Yeah, and talking about areas even in northern Alabama getting into some of this. We're talking about areas talking about Little Rock, Tupelo, Memphis, Nashville, Chattanooga. Some of these areas getting into some ice accumulations, also some snow as well.
Yeah, the accumulations from all this ice can actually get up to about half an inch of ice, and the snow that's actually going to be extending from pretty much the middle Mississippi Valley all the way to the mid-Atlantic, up to 10 inches of accumulations.
Yeah, it could be pretty serious in some of these areas, just adding more to the winter storm totals that we've seen from earlier this year, which has been almost a record year in Boston, in fact. Let's go right now, though, and take it over to an overview of the show with Tom.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys. I like your shirts. We're going to take a little overview here. We got a big cold front system moving across the Ohio River Valley right there, coming down towards us this week, pushing into the weekend. We're going to see those temperatures behind it change a little bit for the coming days here. You see these nice warm temperatures in the southeast right now. It's going to change a little bit as we get into the weekend, maybe bring a lot of rain for some localized areas. We're going to get a splash here as well. But for the next few days, we're going to look at another warm night for you tonight. We're going to see maybe that fog come back, showers and storms maybe tomorrow night. We're going to see a little bit of action there. And some cooler temperatures diving back down into the 30s for Saturday morning, I believe it is. Tonight we're looking at 61 degrees, some fog coming at you, some nice and warm for you at night with the wind coming out of the south for you, 5 to 10 miles an hour. There's a little bit of an overview. We're going to give you a little bit of more action through the rest of the show. Let's take it back to Ulises and Casey at the desk.
Thanks, Tom. Actually, tonight, if you notice, we're wearing our FSU weather shirts just to help us bring more reporting when it comes to severe weather.
Yeah, that's right. Severe weather can strike pretty quickly, so it's good to have something kind of on hand so we can get in the studio as quick as possible to cover that on live stream.
Yes, I mean, these nice shirts, really nice and colorful. But overall, when it comes to other stories, actually, the majority of the eastern part of the country is going to start warming up going into next week.
Yeah, that's right. A big warm-up is in store, in fact. We're talking about some areas getting way above average. In fact, we're talking about some of these areas in toward the north central and northeast as well, breaking that hold from winter.
Yeah, and that's good news, especially for the snow. But the bad news is with all that heavy snow accumulated, it's going to bring down a lot of accumulations, for flooding as that ice and snow begins to melt. But now as we bring it over for us locally, you see that 61 degrees with that fog. We're going to have that repeating issue for tomorrow on Thursday. However, for today, we did climb 81 degrees in the capital city, a lot warmer in Bainbridge with 84, 83 in Mariana. It's just been warm out there. Excellent news, especially after we saw those 50s just on Saturday. Clouds and rain overall, when it looks at that satellite and radar, nothing to speak of, just a couple of clouds here and there, but a very gorgeous hump day overall as we now head towards the second half of the week. Temperatures at this hour haven't fallen too much, especially in Bainbridge at 81. Towards the capital city and points east into the 70s, 73 Monticello, 78 in Valdosta. A little bit cooler thanks to that Gulf breeze just over Carabel at 67 degrees. But overall, we'll take these temperatures any day of the week, especially right now as we begin to transition from winter to summer. Those winds coming out of the south between 5 to 10 miles per hour, just bringing a lot of that Gulf moisture, which will pretty much bring some showers and storms for tomorrow ahead of this frontal system right now. That's over from Texas all the way into the northeast. You can see the snow extending from the Ohio Valley into North Texas. There's actually a lot of winter storm warnings and watches in effect from Texas even to northern Alabama, like we mentioned earlier in our desk segment. We see some of the rain ahead of it over Tennessee that will eventually switch over into ice and snow. Just remember, it's going to be a really sloppy night, especially for the Mid-South tonight and into tomorrow morning, and even to the northeast where accumulations up to 10 inches. For us in the Florida, a lot of sunshine, and the warmth will hang on for our Thursday before those temperatures begin to take a bit of a nosedive for our Friday. Now let's see how that cookie is going to begin to crumble, especially over the southeast. You notice the rain will be beginning to pushing over us by tomorrow, and by the time we get into a rush hour, just have those ponchos handy as that rain is just over us and that front and the cloud cover return. And by the time we get into our Friday, though, that cloud cover will continue to stick around a little bit with a little drizzle. But the big difference you'll notice on Friday, temperatures will be just a lot more cooler. You'll notice that we'll even struggle just to even hit 55 degrees. So that 84, 85 degrees we've been seeing the last couple of days, say goodbye to it because it's going to be gone for a while. The beach and boating tomorrow, not the best of beach days. Those winds coming out of the south and eventually the northwest after the front between 15 to 20 knots. The chance of thunderstorms are, especially towards the late afternoon into the evening hours. And the good news is the days are continuing to get longer as we go down the stretch as spring nears towards us. Tonight, temperatures will be hovering at that 60-degree mark. Just remember the fog will return tomorrow morning, so just remember have those beams on as you head into your morning commute. And by the time we get into tomorrow, afternoon temperatures will be slightly cooler than they were yesterday, into the upper 70s. But remember, the rain will come late in the afternoon. That's really the main thing when it comes to the rain, and eventually that cool down. You'll notice it for sure on Friday as we break down our 7-day. 57 degrees on our Friday, 52 for that morning low. By the time we get to our Saturday, temperatures begin to nicely moderate. We'll still have a chilly night of 38, but the rest of next week, temperatures hovering around to 70s and even upper 70s return. So the good news is the sun will be back. And now we're going to send it over to Braden for our southeast look.
Thank you very much, Ulises. And I like that shirt. Very nice, very nice. And I am actually wearing jeans with it. Hope it's not too bad. But we're going to go ahead and check out what is going on with your current temperatures out into the southeast. Jackson, Mississippi, sitting at 80 degrees, and we were getting pretty close to that 80-degree mark in Tallahassee as well. Actually exceeded it the last 3 days, but today we have cooled down quite a bit already. 74 degrees, 84 still in Jacksonville, the warm spot that we are seeing on the map. Your temperature change showing where those temperatures have increased, actually gone down about 2 degrees compared to yesterday, but we've been warm over the last couple of days. But check this out in Wilmington, a 27-degree temperature change, 27 degrees warmer than it was yesterday. So those warm temperatures are continuing to overtake the southeast until this guy makes its way into our area where temperatures are already cooling down out in Little Rock, Tupelo, and Shreveport, where that cold front has already moved through. Strong winds up from the south, giving us a lot of moisture. You may notice it's been really humid over the last couple of days, and that is from those winds coming up over the Gulf Coast, bringing all that moisture in, has also been keeping our temperatures very warm. And even behind that front, where temperatures are making their way out of the north already, still strong winds, 15 to 20 miles an hour, very significant. But check out your relative humidity, showing a good idea of how much moisture is in the atmosphere. And again, where all the rain and snow is falling, the high relative humidities. But it's humid in Tallahassee too, about 74%. So we've been feeling the stickiness over the last couple of days, but expect that to increase into tomorrow as we continue to go ahead and get those rain chances. Here is where the big picture is, where all the rain and sleet out in Little Rock is starting to get some mixed precipitation, maybe a little ice out there. That's what Ulises was talking about earlier. Snow up top and rain further south. All of this moisture typically comes in front of the cold front, but all of this is sitting behind the cold front this time, and that's been really the driving force of cooler temperatures in association with this moisture has what has been causing a mess. Check out your water vapor, pretty dry if you head up there for tonight. 61 in Tallahassee, 59 out in Savannah, 40 out in Atlanta, 25 in Tupelo and Little Rock, and tomorrow, very much the same story, but expect some rain in Tallahassee. Ulises, Casey, what else you guys got for us?
Thanks so much, Braden. Let's get right into talking about heavy snow and rain and even some wind in the ward areas around Italy.
Yes, I mean, the rain right now is just, they're getting winter weather as well. It goes from Italy into the Balkans. There's actually going to be some rain over the lowlands of Italy, up to 5 inches of rain, so flooding is possible. And even some snow accumulations up in the Apennines Mountains, up to 6 inches, and even in the Balkans towards the Dinaric Alps, up to 20 inches of snow.
Yeah, and we could also have some wind gusts up towards 60 miles an hour in toward that area. So pretty serious situation in terms of those gusts, only being about 15 miles away from hurricane force. But right now, I'm going to kind of broaden the view out nationally and take a look here and see what's going on across our nation here on this Wednesday. Or actually, we'll keep it right here, in fact, and we'll kind of just talk about some of the situations in terms of those temperatures across the southeast. 76 degrees, in fact, around Tallahassee as of our latest check there. Now, your watches and warnings and advisories do tell the story here, as we do have quite a few winter storm warnings here in this pink color here across our nation. Now, this kind of really does tell the story. We're talking about areas around Little Rock to Memphis to Dallas as well, even out further in toward eastern parts of the country, around talking about Nashville up toward Louisville. Some winter storm warnings, so pretty serious conditions in toward some of these areas in terms of sleet, snow, and ice as well. Now, over the last 24 hours, we have seen those temperatures fall 20 degrees in toward the Dallas area from what they were at this time yesterday. 23 degrees cooler in Memphis, but a warming trend here toward Atlanta, 23 degrees warmer. You get the idea, though. That cooler air, though, trying to make its way further into the southeast, and it'll even make its way into toward our area as we get later into the weekend. We'll be getting those temperatures from pretty far above average to below average here across our area, so that's something to keep our eyes on here across our area. Current conditions-wise, we do see 74 right now in Tallahassee, so up toward the north, you can see a very big and very close temperature gradient. We're talking about Memphis sitting at 34, but Atlanta at 75. That's a big difference. 41 degrees in toward that area. That's a really noticeable difference there from not just a few hundred miles away. Now, clouds and precipitation, we do see that northern Texas in toward Oklahoma, also Missouri, we have quite a bit of snow here. We even extended up further up toward areas in toward Ohio, not too far away from Columbus, in fact, and we'll kind of delve into this. First off, nice clear weather conditions across our area. A really nice weather day here in toward our region, but kind of moving up further toward the north and west, very far to the north and west, just to the north of Dallas. In fact, we do see areas around Gainesville, Texas, up toward Oklahoma City. Light to moderate snow in these areas, causing some travel concerns. That could be pretty difficult to travel in toward these areas as we get later in toward the evening. Same situation here, St. Louis, also Cape Girardeau, Missouri as well, down toward Jonesboro, Arkansas. Pretty heavy snow event there. Northeast, north central, southern Ohio, talking about Cleveland, also really more like Columbus, and down toward areas not far from Indianapolis as well. You get the idea. But tonight, we're talking about 49 in New Orleans, very cool conditions, much cooler though, 21 in Memphis, -8 in Minneapolis. That really tells the story. This is how cold this next batch of air is coming in March. 61 Tallahassee. Tomorrow, we're talking about 76 here in our area. Nice weather conditions, but it will start getting more in terms of some more rain moving into our area. But right now, we'll take it over to Tom.
All right, rain coming at us tomorrow. But right now, 74 degrees in Tallahassee at this moment, 69 by the coast. St. Mark's, a little bit cooler there, a little bit warmer by the inland. That's a nice little, almost a summertime-like pattern we see there, warm in the inland and cool on the coast. But the dew points don't really say summer yet. We're still 65-degree dew point, pretty similar around the area. We don't really expect to see summertime and for a few more months here when we see those dew points go into the 80s. Today, nice, poofy, fluffy little cumulo clouds going on there. I like to see that. It's one of my favorite things. Little fair weather cumulus clouds with a wind coming out of the south, 10 miles per hour. Beautiful, keeps us warm and moist. It's a nice change. You know, we had that cool weather for a few months there. Now we're getting back into the warm, maybe feeling like going to the beach a little bit. That's one of my favorite activities. We see those clouds feeding up towards this cold front running through the Midwest right now. That's going to bring us a little bit of action here coming. It's warm, is going to be sticking around for a little bit. Maybe by tomorrow night we're going to see this cold front pass and then the rain immediately following behind it. Bring some thunder action for us maybe there. Keep your umbrellas handy if you like. Keep on your lightning safety tips there. 30 minutes within 30 miles to stay safe. And we're going to get a drizzle, and right behind that drizzle we're going to see some cooler weather for the coming weekend. But for tonight we're looking at 61 degrees in Tallahassee. Pretty foggy night, so make sure when you're driving early morning, maybe it's still dark out, keep those flashers on. It's easier to see the flashers than it is maybe your running lights or your maybe your brake lights and whatnot. So please make sure that you use safe driving habits. Maybe have those low beams on instead of the high beams to increase your visibility in the fog, so that we don't have to worry about the car incidents there. But tomorrow we're looking at 76 degrees, another warm day. Might get a little warmer towards the inland there. The chance of that rain, 60%. That's maybe for late afternoon coming. And the above average temperatures continue with that wind coming out of the south, and then eventually changing to the northwest as that cold front comes through. But we're looking, look, 38 for Saturday morning to accompany a time change on Saturday night into Sunday morning. Spring forward, set your clocks forward. We're going to lose an hour of sleep. Sorry about that. I know I like my sleep too. But next week, we're going to see that chance of rain come back at you a little bit. See those temperatures go back into the 60s for the start of the week, back into the 70s. And we're going to see those cooler temperatures for the mornings continue. But I am ready to see some more rain. It's been a little bit since we had some rain. I like rain. Thunder's great. But now we're going to take it back to the desk with Braden and Ayesha.
All right, thank you, Tom. And you know, we have been talking about daylight savings time around the corner, Sunday morning, 2 a.m.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to lose sleep, but it has to happen.
And you know, for me personally, I enjoy having the daylight all the way till, especially at the beginning of daylight savings time, it's like 8:15 and the sun's still up. And you're like, what is going on?
I know our viewers love that.
So, as you know, again, make sure you set your clocks forward either Saturday night before you go to sleep.
Right.
You could always do that. A lot of clocks, especially on your phone, set automatically now.
Right.
So you don't have to be too concerned about it. But just keep it on your radar. You're going to lose that hour of sleep. So
change those microwaves, those stoves.
That's where you want to go.
Yeah.
Those don't change automatically.
They don't.
And, you know, I don't know. I've never actually used my clock on my stove for anything. But
when you leave in the morning, making breakfast, you got to go. Make sure you change.
Right.
Yeah,
you're going to be like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. I'm good.
Right.
But it's really 7. And you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But the Sunshine State, we'll jump ahead on Sunday. But we'll talk about today. Casey, what's going on around Florida?
Well, we've seen nice conditions across our state over the last 24, 36, even 48 hours. Really warm weather in this state, but that's going to change as we get later into the week and into our weekend, as I'll show you. Maybe having spring break plans downstate. We'll kind of delve into that. But 84 degrees into Jacksonville at this hour, 74 Tallahassee. A little warmer as we get down toward central Florida. Same as Jacksonville. Orlando is sitting at 84 degrees in toward that area. Now those current wind speeds we do see, they're a little on the gusty side, and it actually makes it feel a little bit nice, a cool breeze around with those warmer temperatures. 10 miles an hour here in the metro, 14 up toward Pensacola, 15 miles an hour in toward areas around Jacksonville. Now your relative humidities, we do see very humid conditions as we get further out in toward the Panhandle. 73% here in the metro, 83 in toward Pensacola. Really sticky feeling if you're going outside, going around campus, things like that here on this Wednesday. Only 2 days away from spring break though, so that's something to look forward to. Now we're right on the edge of the state of Florida here looking at the radar. We do see Pensacola, not really seeing too much, but I wanted to see southwest Alabama. We're talking about areas just north of Mobile, getting into some shower and even thunderstorm activity, not too far to the west of parts of maybe even Enterprise, Alabama, and toward this southern and central part of Alabama, Dothan, getting into a few showers as well. That's kind of a sign of things to come, though, for the Big Bend region. As we get over the next 24 hours, we'll be getting into some light to moderate rain. We do see on the radar over the last little bit, you can kind of see a controlled burn in eastern Liberty County. Not too big of a concern, though. Something that really just being done just to make sure that the land is in order, just in case there is any wildfire concerns. Now, going ahead and taking a look, though, at our state, on your Wednesday, though, we do see 64 tonight here around Jacksonville, 61 into Tallahassee, 63 Pensacola. You see nice weather conditions here in the northern half of the state. Now getting downstate, though, 67 Tampa. You see those temperatures inching up just a little bit and toward nice weather conditions. 67 Fort Myers as well. Down if you're maybe having spring break plans, temperatures won't change too much toward Miami, 73 and toward that area. Really nice. And tomorrow, approaching almost 90 degrees, almost 90 today on the first coast in Fernandina Beach. 87 tomorrow for Orlando, 86 for Fort Myers, and 82 for Tampa. So nice conditions across the state. Really nice for those spring break plans as well, as these temperatures, especially in the southern and central part of the state, won't change too much. But right now, we'll go ahead and take a look around your winter weather situation with Braden.
And we are going to talk about the winter weather, Casey, but first, we're going to talk a little more about springing into spring. Daylight savings time coming our way. A little more information with you, just like we were talking about. Move your clocks up 1 hour at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. 2 states in the United States don't observe daylight savings time. I actually told the story last year, but we're going to go through it again. And Arizona, kind of a weird state when we talk about these things. So we kind of have a difference of opinion here. And it is not going to show up. So let me show you this wonderful picture of Arizona. This graphic does not want to cooperate, but that is all right. We're going to go ahead and talk about the mess that's coming before daylight savings time. Winter storm warnings all the way through the middle of the country, into Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, up into Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia. And I have some bad news for all you people in New England. It is making its way toward Boston. Again, they've had such a hard winter. A record-breaking winter, could very well be the winter with the most snowfall they've ever had. And these warnings are just continuing to stack up, and I'm sure they are tired of it. As a Florida boy, when I went on vacation to West Virginia and did some snowboarding, that was awesome. But I don't think I could handle it every day like they have this winter. And this is where that mess is starting to make its way in. Heavy snow in Oklahoma, basically most of Oklahoma covered in snow. You're going to get some accumulation down there and into northern Texas, into parts of Dallas. But ice is where the big concern is. That's going to be in this strip right down here through the middle of Arkansas, northern Tennessee, southern Illinois. That is where we are seeing the worst of what the weather will be. And south of this line, you can see on the northern edge, just a little bit of rain, heavy rain making its way into West Virginia right now. But the snow just taking over, and again, it's going to make its way to the New England states, who just have not gotten a break. But as we zoom into that heavy rain down into West Virginia, won't be surprised if there's some flood watches, some flood advisories issued for this area. And to the north, just continuing with the snow. It's not really stopping. It's not going to end for a while as we continue to get a pounding. Let's see these temperatures. -8 tonight out in Minneapolis. Very cold temperatures. Not as cold as we saw last year. Last year up in here, especially in Wisconsin, we saw temperatures as low as -30 degrees. So it hasn't been as brutal a winter temperature-wise as it has been in the past. But your 9-degree temperature in Kansas City, 17 out in Billings. Warmer out in Seattle, 37 degrees. And Miami, your warm spot, sitting at the mid-70s for your lows. They're warming up really quick. And in Tallahassee, you could expect your lower 60s. But tomorrow, Memphis getting into the positive, 16 degrees down there, 76 down in Tallahassee. Washington, D.C., you're going to be looking like a mess tomorrow, 29 degrees. And Boston, I hope you are used to the snow, because it is not ending, and we are going to see a temperature of 27 degrees. And we're going to go ahead and go more in depth with this winter weather. So Ayesha, what can you tell us about the situation right now?
Well, right now that storm is moving across the United States and it's going to the northeast. I know New York City is getting at least 3 inches of snow right now currently, and New Jersey as well.
Yeah, so you want to make sure you're very careful, especially in these situations, especially if you're on that rain-snow boundary, because that's where you're getting the sleet and the ice and that black ice on the road. That is where things get dangerous.
Gotta be careful. And I know Hawaii as well, they're getting a foot of snow, which is not, that's crazy.
Definitely not something that you would expect, but just a lot of snow enveloping the United States. A very harsh winter snow-wise, temperature-wise, not as cold as it was last year, but the precipitation has definitely been on the rise compared to before. We'll bring it back to Tallahassee. I know you got some more for us.
I do. I have a lot to tell you right now. Currently, the temperatures are pretty nice, but they're not going to last for long. I know that it's going to get cold due to that cold front coming through. So right now, you got another warm night right now, but afternoon showers are coming through with a lot of moisture due to that cold front and cooler temperatures for the weekend. Sorry, guys, cold weather sticking around. So as you can see on our cloud and rain radar, the clouds are sticking by. A lot of cloud cover right now. Rain might be coming our way, so make sure you pay attention to that. High dew point at 65 degrees, current temperatures at 72. Dew point showing there's a lot of moisture in our area. Winds pretty high at 10 miles per hour coming from the south. Currently around the Big Bend, 72 at Tallahassee, 73 at Quincy, Bainbridge, 80 almost. That's amazing. I wish I can be up there, but hey, spring break is coming. Maybe I'll travel to Bainbridge. Current winds coming from the south. You can see that Tallahassee, right, as I said, 10. Quincy at 12, high winds, but moisture is coming our way, so make sure you pay attention to that. That low, what you can expect, you can see that low is coming our way and it's going to move across and leave, but that cold front is going to come through, swoop down. Our warm weather is going to leave and bring showers, and cold weather is going to come our way. So like I was saying, that cold front is going to come through, bring us colder temperatures. Rain is going to come with it, and a lot of moisture also. So rain, not the best weather, but we got to stick with it to get those warm temperatures for spring. Later on, throughout the night, you can see on Friday at 9 a.m. drizzle, and that's bad for classes. So if you have 8 a.m.s, 9 a.m.s, you still have to stick with that rain. So for boating, not a good day for boating. I know there's going to be a chance of thunderstorms. Not a good day for going boating. It's pretty dangerous. Winds at 15 to 20 knots. That's high. I wouldn't go out there. Not a good day for boating. And for tonight, you can see that 61 degrees, we're dropping. 62 in St. Mark, 61 in Perry. We're dropping temperatures. That cloud cover is still keeping it constant around the Big Bend area, but it's going to drop drastically the next day. Planning for your day ahead, you can see that it's going to be foggy in the morning, so make sure you keep those low beams on. And the noon, it's going to be 78 degrees and increasing cloud cover with that cold front coming through. And planning for your 7-day forecast, you can see that our temperatures are going to be pretty constant, but when that cold front comes in, our cold air is going to come back. And as you can see, our rain chances are going to come as well, like I said, with that increasing moisture. And what do you think about that, Braden?
Well, you know, there's going to be a lot of rain, but I'm excited because we haven't seen rain in a while. We really just kind of been going through the motions, partly cloudy skies, and then sun, and then the warm-up for this week. But if we go, check out your 7-day one more time, 60% chance of rain on Thursday, which kind of isn't great because on Thursday night, the Harlem Globetrotters will be playing out at the Civic Center.
I know. What a great family fun event to bring your kids. It's comedy. It's basketball. What more could you want?
And that's all you need when you're talking about some great comedy created in 1926 in Chicago, and you can still buy tickets. You could also follow us on social media. Like us on Facebook.com/FSU Weather. Follow us on Twitter.com/FSU Weather. Watch us anytime on Livestream.com/FSU Weather. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show, and I hope you enjoyed our shirts. Ayesha, I am loving them, to be honest.
I'm loving the shirts, too, and I thank you for tuning in with us. Make sure you have a great night.
And that's all we got, so you guys have a wonderful Wednesday evening.
Good night.